Hello guys, and welcome back to Dr. Debt Free. Today we are going over my February budget update or my February budget recap. And what this video will consist of is going through each category, discussing my wins and maybe a few losses for the month and where I'd like to improve in the month of March. For this, I like to use my Budget by Paycheck Workbook by the Budget Mom. She has a full budget book here for the entire year. It's super detailed, great if you like going through your statistics for basically your financial health. And it has a whole bunch of different pages, including this Where Did My Money Go page, where you can kind of compare your monthly budget versus what was actually spent, calculating that difference, as well as the percent of income that was spent in that category for the month. So for the month of February, I had budgeted for an expected, really estimated income of $6,890. And I was able to actually generate more income. Thank God, because my partner and I actually ended up being off for a week in the month of February because we were sick with COVID. So let's go up to this starting balance portion of this sheet. I do a zero-based budget. So the starting balance at the start of the month of February was zero because I didn't carry over any money into this month from the last. My incoming income was actually, like I said, more than expected at $7,452.84. Now this is about just over $550 more than I expected. And the reason for that was the first paycheck of the month on February 1st, I actually received a big payout from a few of my patients at work who I had been waiting on getting paid out from their motor vehicle insurance company. So that was really nice because I had waited 6, 7, 8 months for some of those payouts. And then while we were off, we actually also were able to collect $450 from the government for being off sick with COVID as well. So yeah, still somehow managed to make this month still decent despite being off for 25% of it. So excited about that because I was definitely worried when we did get sick. Now, starting with the budget categories here, I had budgeted $300 for groceries, but actually ended up spending $408.04 this month, which is a difference of $108.04 more than I had budgeted. And to calculate the percent of income that I spent on groceries, what you do is take $408.04 and then divide that by the total income for the month. So $7,452.84. And when we calculate that, I ended up spending 5.4% of this month's income on groceries. Now, the next category was gas, and this is actually a category I ended up saving on because we were stuck home for a week, which is really nice. I had budgeted $200, but we ended up spending $159.78, which is $40.22 less than expected. And this, I ended up spending 2.1% of my income on gas this month. For eating out, this is a category I had budgeted $0 for the month of February. But since we were off, we ended up going through all of our groceries while we were off. And because we couldn't leave our house, we ended up ordering out a few times. And we spent $193.84 on eating out this month, which is $193.84 more than I had budgeted, and turned out to be 2.6% of this month's income spent on eating out. So this is a budget I hope to spend less on in the month of March. And if you've watched my March budget video, you'll notice that I did budget, I believe it was $100 for this upcoming month. So if I can hit that, then that'll bring this amount down in this category for the upcoming months. For pet, we didn't end up celebrating our dog's birthday on his actual birthday this year because my parents wanted to give it a little bit of time since we had been sick before they had come over. So we're actually celebrating this in the upcoming weekend. So we did save a little bit of money this month with the pet category as well. I had budgeted $150 and we only ended up spending $102.80, which is a savings of $47.20. When I calculate how much percentage of income I spent on pet this month, it turned out to be 1.3%. OSAP, this is my government student loans category here in Ontario, Canada. And right now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I'm only making the minimum payments for this debt right now. As it is at 0% interest, I'm trying to throw more of my money towards other debt. So I made a minimum payment this month of $199.97 towards this. I believe I had just rounded up a little bit for this. So technically saved 3 cents on this. And with it being $199.97, it only ended up being 2.6% of my monthly income spent on this. For my professional line of credit, this is my number one priority debt that I'm trying to really decrease right now. I had budgeted $1,250.54, and I was able to contribute close to it at $1,110.12 this month. So it was a little bit less than I expected. It was actually $142.42 less than I had budgeted, but it still ended up being 14.8% of my budget going straight to this line of credit. So super close to this, very excited. I was still able to put more than $1,000 to the line of credit this month. I'm hoping that after tax season comes and goes, I'll be able to actually throw more of my money towards this afterwards, since I'll no longer be playing catch up to pay off my annual taxes. So the next category is my car debt, which is also sitting at a 0% interest right now because my dad bought out my debt. I do have to pay $428.03 for our minimum payment every month, and that's exactly what I did pay. So there was no difference there. And when I calculated the percent of income that I spent on my car loan, it was calculated to be 5.7%. TFSA, this is a tax-free savings account here in Canada. And this is something that is on the back burner of my goals, but I contribute $50 bi-weekly towards this account. And this account is actually basically being invested in mutual funds. So super stable, more of a long-term goal. So I'm not super concerned with the highs and lows of the market right now. I had budgeted $100 and that's exactly what was invested this month into my mutual fund. So there's no difference there. When I calculate the percentage spent in this category, it is 1.3%. Taxes, this is probably my number one goal this month, for the month of March and the month of April. I had budgeted $2,922.50 for the month of February. And this is a goal that I actually crushed this month, as I was able to put $3,072.50, which ended up being a difference of $150 more than expected put into this account. And when I calculate the percent of income that went to my tax savings sinking fund this month, we get 41.2% going to that category this month. So very excited I was able to accomplish this month. I would like to, once again, for the month of March, put at least 41.2% towards my tax savings sinking fund. And so yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully we can make that happen. so far, so good. It's been a great start to the beginning of March. For gym, we budget $27.08 towards our super cheap gym membership here in Ontario, and this is exactly what was spent in this category. So there's no difference there. When I calculate the percent of income that goes towards both mine and my partner's membership per month, we get 0.36%. Love that the membership is so cheap. Super excited because our gym is actually going to be extending their hours this week. So they've really only been open, from 6 to 10 since the pandemic started. So I think it's definitely a step in the right direction that they will be open 24/7, which is exciting because then we'll be able to go kind of no matter what our schedule is. Phone bill, I budget $57 per month, and this was close at $56.50. So we saved 50 cents in this. And when I calculate the percent of income that was spent on my cell phone bill this month, it comes out to be 0.7%. Utilities, we live in an apartment, we rent an apartment here, and the only, bills we pay beyond our rent is our hydro bill and our internet bill. So we've been saving quite a bit on our hydro bill this year because we haven't really turned our heat on in the winter, despite it being pretty chilly on quite a few days. The only times we turned our heat on for a couple days this month is when we were homesick and had fevers. It was pretty nippy in here. So we budgeted $106.49 and ended up spending $105.53. So we still saved a little bit of money. Actually, we saved 96 cents on utilities this month. So I love being under budget there. When I calculate the percent spent in this category, it was 1.4%. Car insurance, I was in the process of renewing my insurance come this year, and I actually did not have a car insurance payment come out this month. So we ended up saving $300 in this category this month. So super excited about that. My next payment is coming out like the 20th of March. So we still have some time away. And so there was actually 0% of my income spent in this category this month. Manulife, this is my life insurance, critical illness insurance, and disability insurance that I have just in case I get sick or get injured. I want to have myself covered, as I do still have quite a bit of debt. I don't want that to fall onto my parents or to fall onto my partner. It's already hard enough. So I budgeted $209.05. This is something that I'm also in the process of changing. My life insurance amount has already been changed, and I'm working on my disability insurance coverage. So I budgeted $209.05, but I ended up spending $227.12. So that was over budget by $18.07 and ended up being 3% of my monthly income this month. Licensing fees, these are the monthly fees that I pay to be a chiropractor here in Ontario. I do pay annual fees as well, but these are just ones that I pay month to month. And it ended up being right on budget at $208.31. So there was zero difference there. And when I calculate the percent of income that I spent on my monthly dues, it comes out to be 2.7%. CE, this is continuing education, which comes out and ends up being a business expense that I can put towards my taxes every year. I have a monthly, membership that I'm a part of. That is $29, and that's what I ended up spending this month. So there's zero difference there, and it ended up being 0.38% of my monthly income. Costco and pharmacy, this is something that I definitely overspent on in the month of February. I had budgeted $100, and we ended up spending $355.08. Now, I'm thinking part of this we'll get some money back for because it was a prescription from the pharmacy and I have 80% coverage, but I'm waiting to see what my benefits will cover. When we were sick, we ended up getting my dad to do a porch drop-off, or I guess like an apartment drop-off of quite a few things from Costco and the pharmacy. So this included things like Gatorade, teas, lozenges, different types of medications like Tylenol, Advil, and so yeah, we ended up spending quite a bit in this category on top of what we would normally spend at Costco and the pharmacy. But now we have a stocked up medicine cabinet, which is great. So this was $255.08 over budget and ended up being 4.7% of my monthly budget spent in this category. Personal, I had budgeted $50, but ended up spending $0. I still need to get the haircut and my eyebrows done. So we saved $50 in this category. That was another 0% of income. Apple and Amazon, I ended up spending $86.61 in this category this month. And so that was a savings of $13.39 and ended up being 1.16% of my monthly income. I believe this was just Apple apps, as well as my Crave subscription for the month of February. I didn't buy anything on Amazon this month, so there's a win there. Credit card payments, budgeted $0, ended up spending $0, so there's no difference there, and 0% of my income spent in that category. Fees and interest, I budgeted $100, but this is another category I spent $0. Oh, so there is a difference of $100 under budget, and I spent $0 in that category. This is another category that I ended up spending a decent amount over budget in. I had budgeted $50 and I ended up spending $281.63. So I was over budget in this category by $231.63, and I ended up spending 3.7% in this category. This was for gifts actually this month. So I had a friend who just had her baby shower this past weekend, and I also bought gifts for another friend who's having a baby about 8 weeks after the first one. I also am working on a crochet blanket for both of their newborns as well. So that's what that's about. Yarn is very expensive. So I didn't realize that before I started this project. So I'm probably going to try to see if I can get it on sale in the future when I have to buy it for things like this. In the next category, sinking funds, I didn't spend any money in this category because I'm working on my tax savings sinking fund the most at this moment. So there's no difference there. $0. Rollover, I actually rolled over $300 from this month to the next. So we'll have $300 extra that I can spend in the month of March. So that is $300 more than expected in that category, and is 4% of the income this month that I rolled over. So let's go through, talk about some of the wins from this month. I was pretty proud that 14.8% went towards my professional line of credit debt, and then over 40% went straight to my taxes. As a general rule, once I'm caught up for this annual payment, I only really want to have 33% put away for taxes each month. And even at that amount, that should allow me to have extra saved up at the end of the year. So I was proud I was able to put over 40% towards that category for this month. And from another win standpoint, we saved on gas, which I know here in Canada and the US is super expensive right now. They're having talks of it being over $2 per liter. in a few months or in a few weeks. So we'll see where that is. It's almost $1 more expensive than it was when the pandemic first hit, which is crazy because I used to be able to fill up my tank for under $30 and I drive an SUV. So now it's costing me about $70 to fill up my tank. But we won in that quarter category this month. We also saved money in the pet category. So yeah, definitely some wins there. There are more minuses here than pluses, so I'll take that. In the upcoming month, I want to do a better job of saving in the grocery category as well as the eating out category and also the other category. I don't want to have such a high sort of miscellaneous category. So we will see what we can do there. Now, I did fill out one of these other where did my money go sheets. So this one is comparing the month of January to the month of February. And I did make almost $2,000 more this month as compared to the last month. And when I compare, the change in amounts that I put towards each sort of category for the month of February, I definitely spent more this month in groceries compared to last. I saved a lot more in the pet category. I put a lot more this month towards the line of credit and also towards my taxes. And gym payments actually came out this month because our gym was back opened up as the rules for restrictions decreased here in Ontario. Also saved in car insurance this month. I expect this to go right back up in March as I will be making a payment towards my car insurance. And yeah, spent a lot less money this month in continuing education as I did not purchase a new course. I was really just working on that monthly membership that I'm a part of. And we also spent more in Costco pharmacy this month, as well as other. So I'd like to see, some of these accounts sort of decrease in the month of March, but I will do an update on that when the month of March is over. So I'm going to transfer these budget categories or what I spent this month over to the start of the book. They have sort of a yearly summary. Let's find it here. There we go. So as you can see, I already did that for the month of January. So I will speed up this part here and I'll meet you after that to close out the video. Okay, so I have finished filling out the month of February here. And as you can see, you can kind of go month by month. At the end of the year, you calculate adding all these together right across to find the total that you've spent in that category for the year. So it'll set up sort of a nice spending plan or allow you to see some great insights for the year of 2022 so that you can make changes or set a budget for the whole year going forward. Anyways, that is it for today's February budget update. I want you to let me know in the comment section down below how the month of February went for you. And I hope the month of March brings you lots of abundance and happiness. Have a great month.